Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions. And we're here on the Sea of Galilee, a place where so many lives were changed by Jesus, where so many miracles were done, and where so much teaching was accomplished. Right off over my shoulder, Jesus taught these words. He said to them, "Do you bring a lamp to put it under a bowl or a bed? Instead, don't you put it on a stand? For whatever is hidden is meant to be disclosed, and whatever is disclosed is meant to be brought out into the open. If anyone has ears to hear, let him hear. Consider carefully what you hear," he continued. "With the measure you use," with the measure you what? With the measure you use what you hear, it will be measured to you and even more. Whoever has will be given more, and whoever does not have, even what he has, will be taken away from him. I had a person walk up to me not too long ago and said, "Pastor Summerall, I'm going to be transferring to COP." And I said, "Well, I think you should stay in the church where God planted you." He said, "Oh, I'm not growing there." And I said, "And whose fault is that?" "Well, it's the pastor's. He doesn't feed me." I said, "Well, let me sit down and talk with you for a minute." And I sat down and began to teach in this passage. The spiritual growth of the membership of a congregation is both the responsibility of the pastor to feed the sheep, to study diligently and to seek God and to have a full buffet every weekend when the people come together. Please, the people travel 2-3 hours to come to church. You should give them a full buffet, not a cute little merienda, a little fish ball, and call that spiritual food. So yes, the pastor has a responsibility, but the members also have a responsibility, because how you use what you have already been taught determines how much God can continue to teach you, no matter who your pastor is. Jesus said, with the measure you use it, with the measure you use what you have learned, it will be measured to you. If you use 10% of what you've been taught, God will give you 10% more. If you use 100% and implement it and integrate it and make it a part of your life, you're going to find that spiritual growth just begins to flourish in your life. And every time you open your Bible and every time you hear a sermon, the truths just jump into you because you're integrating and implementing everything you've learned. But it gets a little stronger. He said, whoever has will be given more, and whoever does not have, even what he has, will be taken from him. There are many Christians that rather than growing in their spiritual knowledge and growing in their faith, they're going backwards. Their spiritual life is diminishing. Their spiritual knowledge is diminishing. Truths are being taken out of their soul because they have not used them. Now, I challenge you today, when you read your Bible, when you hear a sermon, don't just read words. Integrate it into your life. Implement it in your life. Ask the question, Jesus, what does this mean to me? How does this mean I must change? How does this mean my decisions must be different?